the first day when we got to the mission home is right across the street from the Oakland Temple, and both the Oakland Temple and the mission home are up on this hill in the Oakland Hills that looks over the entire Bay Area. That looks over the entire thing, and you can see San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge right across there, and you can see Alcatraz Island. It's just a wonderful. I just remember that wonderful view, and that was one of the last things I saw before I left as well. Before I left the mission, is just seeing that beauty. It's just one of the most amazing views I've seen because it just spans out and even past San Francisco to the ocean. But yeah, that was one of the first things I remember being there. Being at the mission home. I was nervous, of course. Because this was like, okay, I've never been in this area a lot before, and this is actually it. This is the mission. This is where it starts. You just got out of the MTC, and now this is the real world that you're going right into. So my first area, I was just, right after I flew in, I was assigned to the South San Francisco area, which covered from the southern ends of the San Francisco city all the way down to Pacifica, which is like a kind of like a beach area. And so I was pretty darn nervous, but at the same time, it was really interesting learning about the different diversities, because even though I was assigned to it as an English missionary, within our ward we had about 5 other units, church units, either wards or branches that covered our area, whether they were like a couple Tongan wards, a couple Spanish wards, a Chinese branch, a Samoan ward, the Filipino ward. So it was just really interesting to see all that in that big perspective. And at the same time, I got to meet a lot of the new members, and either members or less actors or investigators we were teaching. It was just like, wow, this is it. This is the people we get to teach. And so I remember my trainer had a good opportunity just like showing me the basic door approaches when tracting and all that. And I remember one of the first things I remember that was pretty funny was the first door I knocked on. There were a whole bunch of black cats in the yard. So I was like, this is kind of sketchy. Either this is like a really bad luck sign, or maybe this is kind of an opposite thing. So I was, kind of looked at it in a humorous way. But, I knocked on the door, and the lady who answered, kindly said, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but, I'm a devout Catholic. And so it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. And of course, there would be every missionary experience, like a few door slams, that people are not interested in what you have to say. But at least, for that first part, it was not that bad. Not that bad, not that traumatizing for a new elder. And then that first Sunday came, it was just really interesting to see all the meetings that we were involved in, and all the, everybody asking me where I was from. And every time you move into a new ward as a missionary, they always want to ask you the standard 20 questions, when you're over at a dinner appointment or in a lesson or things like that. But it was just a pretty amazing first week. I got to already make good friends of other missionaries and connect well with the members there.